Good evening, everyone. Had a little technical difficulty. I guess, Howie, are you
Yep, I'm right here, right next to you virtually.
Thank you. Appreciate that very much. Double Howie tonight. Anyway, happy to see your faces and looking forward to slowing down a little bit. Busy minds and agitated hearts, wired bodies, and hopefully all of us can, over the course of our time together, find a little rest, or as Noshul Ken Rinpoche puts it, rest in natural great peace. This exhausted mind, beaten helpless by karma and neurotic thought. Like the relentless fury of the pounding waves in the infinite ocean of samsara, rest in natural great peace. So that just reminds me, the lines from that little passage remind me that peace is natural, natural great peace. So that reminds us all that we don't have to alter ourselves in any way. We just have to, one way of saying it is just be as we are. And for at least this time, stop straying away from ourselves into imagined worlds and places. Just to slow down. So I think there's enough of us online this early for us to say good evening to each other and perhaps say where you're calling in from. And of course, more cameras, the better. Give each other the gift of our physical manifestation, which is amazing. Each person, unbelievable. Helen, I think you have to mute unless you're going to speak. Yeah, great. Feel free to say hey.
Hey.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Sabina.
Hello.
Hello, Sangha, new Sangha for me. Hello, everyone.
Hello. I didn't
Hi from
see you.
Maryland.
Hi from
Welcome.
Santa Barbara.
Hey, Mary.
Hello, it's Mark in San Francisco.
Hey,
I'm so
Mark.
happy to see you all.
Tucson, Arizona.
Where's
All San
Tucson?
Francisco.
Lori in
Jane.
Tucson.
Jane from Alameda.
Hey, Dave.
Charlie in Rockport, Maine.
Hey, Charlie.
Karen in Vancouver.
Hey, Karen. Good to
Hi.
see you.
Daryl
Dragon Yogi in Ruston, Washington.
Great. Hello, Daryl. Hello. Who's Dragon Yogi?
We're in Washington.
In Washington. You're upside down. Did you know that?
Yeah, I'm just seeing that.
I thought maybe you're doing on one of those gravity.
No, I just noticed it myself. It's a new one on me. Let me do this. All right. Hello, everybody. I'm right side up now.
Yay, glad to hear.
Thank you.
Keith from Berkeley.
Hi, Keith. Good to see you.
Jerry in Nashville. Big love, everybody.
Hey, Jerry.
Katie from San Francisco.
Hello, Katie. Glad to see you as always.
No, from the mission.
Oh, Noemi. Yay, Noemi. Wouldn't be the same without you.
Susan from Berkeley.
Hi, Susan. Good to see you. Okay, well, no pressure to say hello. Thanks for those who did. And just to be reminded that you have company. So you're not only here alone, you are here with others, alone together. And we both receive the support from practicing together and we offer support. The real medicine of practice is doing it together. So in case, I don't think Madison is with me, but she has made the request that I hit the gong to begin. And I think that's a good thing. By the third gong, you should be a little bit more oriented to real time, to present moment. Such a beautiful experience of the sound of the gong emptying our mind of its usual absorptions, fixations, compulsions, and preoccupations, and filling it with the simple quiet of presence, filling it with the felt experience of our sitting body. Letting our eyes close softly and sensing how effortlessly our body is known to us in awareness. We are, in a sense, the one who knows, Buddha, the seer. And what we see instantly is that felt experience of sitting, body. We stay long enough in this experience of sitting body for the idea of it to melt away and to just feel that elemental experience, sensations, tingling, vibrating, pulsing, tension, stillness. And just little waves of sensation that emerge, arise, and fade with each breath. We just connect with and sustain our attention with each in-breath and each out-breath. Notice how this simple experience of breathing continues the same emptying that occurs with the sound of the gong, emptying of past and future ideas and filling with life right where it touches us. And the longer we're here, the more the peace begins to descend, dawn. We may not realize that the seer, Buddha, the one who knows in us, is peace, is peaceful, is silent. So we rest in that silent noticing, that experience of being aware. And we let the feeling of the sitting body and breath just help us remain anchored to this aware experience. Just this sitting body, just this breath, just this moment. Because this being aware is effortless, it is our natural state. There's no need to strain or struggle to be aware. You just receive the presently arising experience, receive the breath, receive the body, and graciously receive whatever else calls the attention, sounds, moods, thoughts. Let everything be the reminder of our love of being aware. Let everything wake us up to this living present, to this eternal now. Let everything bring us home. But in the middle of it all, allow yourself to be supported by each breath until something else becomes more prominent. Each breath, wherever it's felt most clearly. Just this moment. When you realize you've been lost in thought, be happy that you are now aware. Mindfulness has reappeared. No need to judge the dreaming mind, the wandering mind. It's natural. But the moment that you wake up to where you are is an opportunity to enjoy the view of being aware, and enjoy the harmony that comes from having your attention in the same place as your body, connected. Just this breath, just this moment, just this sensation, just this sound, just this mood or thought being known. Back to simplicity. Just as the sun shines impartially over the entire earth, the light of awareness shines impartially over every presently arising experience. So we treat each experience equally. When you hear the sound of the gong, just be aware of hearing. And as the sound of the gong fades, you're ready to open your eyes, be aware of that impulse to open your eyes, the experience of opening, and the experience of seeing, outer sight, the impulse to make any other movements with your body, and the moving. And so the practice continues continuously. Just this moment, just what's arising. As always, opening the eyes and seeing you is always a royal treat. Thanks for your practice. Thanks for being here, supporting each other. While it's fresh, I am curious if anything arose in your practice, any questions, any comments, any topics emerge from what you noticed in the sitting. Just very interested to hear what you noticed in your practice. So anybody feels to speak, feel free. Use the raised hand function, just under the reactions, part of the app, but not all at once. Mary, please feel free. Thanks for breaking the ice.
Sure. Well, thank you. I feel very grateful tonight for our sitting. I kind of had a very stressful day and was feeling very tight, like my back, my neck, everything, my jaw. Oh, and the mind was racing, and I don't get that way too often, but I feel so much better now. Thank you so much.
My
I
pleasure.
really do. I just feel normalized. Thank you. And at peace. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I think you speak for everyone to some degree, and the effects of stopping.
Yes.
Just letting go of, really, in some ways, the speed, just slowing down a little.
Yeah.
What a treat.
And it's a wonderful thing on normal times, but when you do have things that you really are kind of not quite yourself, that you're agitated, it really is a refuge, truly.
Terrific.
Thank you.
I'm glad your heart settled.
Thank you for your teaching. And
Pleasure.
everybody sitting with me tonight. Thank you.
Thanks for your laughter. Anyone else? Comments, questions? Your questions might be of some use to someone else, or your description. Nina, great to see you.
Great to see you too. Thank you so much, Howie. Something that keeps coming up for me in practice and just about the practice is how to work with what comes up for me when I notice spiritual teachers or mentors or people I look up to in this sort of field, when I notice them taking like active, visible steps to delay or alter their aging. Whether it's like just, anything. I mean, I think hair dye is something that we're all pretty used to, but I think specifically of stuff like Botox, facelifts, what have you, which I think affects women more often because of the societal pressure, that lens of conditioning. And I notice all these conflicting feelings I get, because even though I know no one is immune from our conditioning, and those people are, searching for their own happiness and equilibrium and finding it through that in some ways. And it's not fair, perhaps, for me to pin all that conditioning on one person or for me to idolize them. But at the same time, like, I'm in this environment really surrounded by the motto, like, we cannot avoid sickness, we cannot avoid aging, we cannot avoid death. And so when I see people I look up to in that realm trying to avoid aging, in my mind, there's a part of me that, while I know they're human, can't help but feel a little betrayed. And wondering your thoughts on that.
I can totally appreciate that. And yeah, I'm sure that I've probably exhibited things, maybe not about beautification and stuff, but I've probably done things that deflated someone's idealized view of who I should be. And we've all had that experience of someone, of different teachers. But the simplest thing I can say, without getting into a whole thing about how you said it all yourself, you answered your own question. So I trust that you'll find your equilibrium with it yourself. But in general, I just basically assume that every human being has greed, hatred, and delusion, is a work in progress, in other words, and that they may be, at least in this tradition, that the person who is a leader is called a Kalyanamita, which is a spiritual friend. They just have a little more experience in a certain domain, and you can probably learn something from their extra experience, but it doesn't make them perfect. And just like you said, everybody has their conditioning. And so you just take what is useful, what is helpful and onward leading for you, and wish them well, like you said, and wish them well in their journey of learning how to navigate the heavenly messengers without the need of clinging. So may it be a cause of compassion toward the suffering that drives people to cling to youth, cling to health, cling to life. So I think you're on the right track, though. Just
Thank you.
the fact that you're noticing and you're willing to just confess your own judgmental mind. It's funny, as you spoke, I came across which I've never, believe it or not, I've been connected to the Dharma scene in the Bay Area for more than 40 years now, and more than 40 years. And I just came upon the San Francisco Zen Center website that shows all the different videos and talks. And you and everyone else may want to peruse some of the talks, but I noticed one talk that caught my attention. And the title of the talk is "I Hate Donald Trump." And the person gave this beautiful talk about how they hate Donald Trump, and that they notice that they join other people in that hate, and it's a kind of some kind of wicked pleasure, and she knows it's a really bad thing, but there's something about just acknowledging it and working with it, and the tendency to other and how we all want a safe place for everybody, but we have to just acknowledge our own. And what they do very beautifully in the Zen tradition is they have the practice of confessing their own delusion. And they get together and they just talk about where they're deluded. And so you're part of that tradition, whether you knew it or not. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Howie.
Anybody else? Oh, Dragon Yogi, please. What's your first name, Dragon Yogi?
Alan,
Oh, hi, Alan.
but you can call me Dragon.
Okay. Oh, Dragon, there you are.
Year of the Dragon, 2024.
Terrific.
I noticed while meditating today, the object of meditation, which for me was breath, it kept changing, but the breath stayed there the entire time, even though the subject matter changed. And I just found that fascinating for the first time.
Interesting. So, in other words, no matter what was showing up, the breath seemed to be coming along for the ride.
Yes. Yeah.
Nice.
In a very joyous way.
Yes.
Big smiles on the face. So thank you. A lot of gratitude.
Yeah, it just sounds like you had a lot of continuity of mindfulness, continuity of awareness, so that lots was being noticed. And it's really nice when we do have a continuous connection with the body. It's really, when we say connected to the breath, it means connected to the body, that mind and body are together. So there's often a happy feeling because there's more harmony.
Yes, that was the word I was looking for. Harmonious perspective. Yeah.
Ah, nice. Anyway,
Thank you.
glad to have you with us.
Thank you.
Madison, please feel free.
Hi, Howie. The meditation was great, very soothing. I also, like the first speaker, had a ton of tension, and I found I almost went into the deep state like sleep, only it wasn't like sleep. It was this deep relaxation. So
Nice.
very nice. I wanted to make a brief comment, and it's all I can make right now on what Nina had said, if it was okay. Or
Sure.
not so much on what she said, but on my response to it. Is that okay?
Yeah, why not?
It was this deep appreciation of how much I have changed my views on aging or looking good or facelifts or any of that stuff as I've gotten older, and how I think it would be wonderful. I would invite her or anyone else to put together a group of 5 people in their 20s and 5 people another 4 or 5 decades older, talking about this, because it's very profound. And the things that have happened, and without me going into a whole long thing, I thought that as long as I was in good health and swimming and going to the gym, I somehow would be exempt from aging and some of that stuff. And when it hit, it's been amazingly shocking. And I've had some really interesting discussions, including with a doctor this morning who shared with me that she was glad she had a mask on because she could cover more of her face. And this is my beautiful, lovely doctor who's in her 50s. So I feel like I would challenge Nina or anybody else who would want to enter such a discussion to sit together and to talk about that, and to talk about acceptance of one's being, and to talk about where it's really difficult to do that, and that it's an extremely profound thing that she brought up.
Yes, I agree. Thank you. Thanks, Madison. Were you present for the gongs tonight?
I was present. Yes, I was. I had to sneak in a little dinner, so I started a little bit later, but I
I
was
had a
listening.
feeling.
I was listening to those bells for sure, and I realized, again, this thing of kind of adapting to really needing to do what I needed to do and realizing that it would all work out. Yeah.
Thank
But
you.
yes, no, I love those gongs. I love listening to the sound of them.
Terrific. Anyway, glad you're here.
Thank you.
Stephanie, last but not least.
Thanks, Howie. One thing I noticed today, but sort of noticed what's been happening over several weeks, is the continuity of attention depending on what time of day I meditation. Tonight in the or continuity of mindfulness, and of course, lots of mind straying, but it was much easier to come back. And whereas my normal daily practice I do first thing in the morning, like right after I get out of bed, and often I have trouble sleeping late. I'll wake up at 3 or 4 and then have trouble getting back to sleep. So it always feels like there's some residue of all the things I was worrying about from like 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. when I do a meditation early in the morning. So anyway, it's just something that I noticed that seems, I don't know. That's all. Thank you.
You started to break up as you started to speak, so I think I got that your comment was about the continuity of awareness is different depending on the time of day.
Yeah, and I guess the other thing to add was this was something that I started to notice. I did a 10-day retreat in October, and I really started to notice this at that 10-day retreat. Was at the first meditation in the morning. My mind was like everywhere and jumping on the train of thought constantly, and whereas later in the day it didn't seem to be quite that active. So and so I guess I'm just noticing that now in daily practice.
Yeah, it is a truth, and it's different with each person. And of course, that's partly why we emphasize equanimity around whatever it is, whether our mind is busy or whether it's dull, whether it's clear or whether it's confused. We treat each thing hopefully equally, and know that that's how it is. That's the trend. I happen to have the opposite. My mind is most fresh in the morning, and by this time of the day, I'm inclining toward dreaminess and less continuity of awareness. Except I benefit so much by practicing together with everyone. It actually perks me up a little bit in the evening. Otherwise, I'd be nodding away. So it's just keep noticing. Thank you. So perhaps since there were a lot of words so far, we'll just take a 10-second sacred pause, you could say, just a little quiet moment to forget everything we've heard. And while we're at it, forget everything that happened today and forget everything that will happen ever. And as one person said to me, that there's equal amount of time from this vantage point right now, equal amount before and equal amount after. It's completely empty on both ends. Here we are. This is our life. And I thought before I share whatever stray thoughts I had, I thought that we would have just the short announcements now as we make this little break in the action. So Howie, do you have anything for us?
Well, yeah, I do. I have two things. First, I want to make an announcement about a half-day retreat that's coming up a week from Saturday, I think it is, on the 9th. I just signed up for it earlier today, so I'm jazzed. It's called Staying Balanced as the World Tilts, an in-person half-day retreat with Howie. It's going to happen at Fort Mason Center in San Francisco from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on that Saturday, December 9th. It's co-sponsored by the San Francisco Insight Dharma Center, and it's a half day. I don't want to read the whole promo for it, but it sounds wonderful. It's a sliding scale, and you can see more about it and register through the email that you probably clicked on to get here tonight. I also will include that registration thing URL in the chat so that you can go to it directly. I guess you could copy it, and then as soon as this is over, I've been to one, and it's just really nice to be together with everybody. It's in a beautiful spot in Fort Mason, overlooking the bay, and is it the bay? Yeah, I guess it's the bay. And it is it's just nice to be there with you guys, so, and Howie. So if you're anywhere near San Francisco on the 9th, plane, train, or whatever, come on down, and I'd love to see you.
Yeah.
So that is the retreat. I want to mention Donna, which I was trying to think of how to talk about it in a new way. Donna is there's so many different ways to talk about it, but basically I feel good when I give it. It's and especially today, because I don't know about you guys, but if those who have email, today I had over 300 emails, many of which was reminding me of what I already knew, which is that it is what do they call it, Tuesday, Giving Tuesday, or something like that. And some of them affect me more than others, but there's only one, I wouldn't call it a charity, but there's only one cause that I'm actually here in person with for an hour and a half today. I mean, I'm really involved with this, and so are you guys, and it's just wonderful to be able to support it, and to support Howie, support our Sangha, and support the Dharma. So if you are able, if you can afford it, I will also put ways to donate to Mission Dharma in the chat. So thank you all in advance.
Thank you. And just to say, well, beside thank you for your support of Mission Dharma on Tuesday Giving, all Tuesday Givings, which we have every Tuesday. I really do recommend, if you have any, if you like the vibe of being together with other people, to do it in person is just a rare and precious event these days. So please come on down for those who are in the Bay Area. Saturday morning, 4 hours of just marinating together and listening to seagulls and all the other cacophony of sounds, but also finding that little quiet together. So anyway, look forward to seeing you there. So where are we? So when Mary spoke about being kind of jangled and scattered and having a difficult day, and then sitting with all of us and the dust settling a little bit and having a little bit more, feeling so much better. I just thought that we cannot emphasize too much, or I can't emphasize too much here, especially during this time that where it's so easy to be jangled and for very justifiable reasons to be heartbroken and be gutted from everything that's happening in the world. It's all the more important to remind myself, remind you of the peace that is possible in the present moment, and to somehow get ourselves to, not just on Tuesday night, but Tuesday night it hopefully has some trickle down. I hope it's not trickle down. I hope it's more inspiration to keep stopping wherever you are, whatever you're doing, to just drop your mind into your body. Let your body fill your awareness and just stop for a moment, enough to feel whatever it is that's happening, and use whatever it is that you feel in the present moment, whatever's unfolding, whatever that immediate and direct experience is, to use it as a reminder of your love of being here, and just see what happens. I had several conversations today with people where they were presenting really, really, really challenging issues in their lives. One person whose hearing is going, whose physical movements are diminishing, whose mind is going, who just really feels like they can actually feel the dying process in a way. And that person, because they have such a strong habit of just experiencing whatever they're experiencing and not compounding it with trying to get away, trying to building an identity around just experiencing it, that what did they present? They presented gratitude. They presented gratitude for the practice, gratitude for the present moment. And then the second person that I was thinking of today, really difficult life situation. And they were wound up, very, very agitated in a way. The nervous system very dysregulated, mind spinning and lots of worry and doubt. And they just sat with me. And I didn't do anything other than just be the encouragement to feel that experience, to whatever it is that you're experiencing right now that may be residue of something that keeps popping back into your mind again and again, that sends you down some kind of lane of becoming, of worry, of regret or memory, and just feel whatever that is, as hard as it may be. At least today, when this person felt what was there, and my only encouragement is that don't try to do anything about it. Just come back to just whatever this experience is. This is the art of practice, is the art of making space. Just be with it for a moment. You don't have to stay long. And just notice what happens when you don't try to make anything happen. You just let it be here. And it wasn't 10 seconds before there was a glimpse of peace, or before there was an insight that emerged from just letting it percolate a little bit. This possibility of peace, of release, of letting go, of some ease in the middle of whatever it is that's going on in our life that seems so persistent and so monolithic. It just melts away when we move back into the realm of the six senses, just seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, thinking. When you're just with the moment to moment sense experience, even if it's unpleasant, something in us lets go. What do we let go of? We let go of the imagined experience. We let go of the virtual, which just means letting go of time. Where is time when we're just with whatever we're experiencing? You know, it's interesting, during the sitting tonight, it was interesting to me, as much as I really wanted to talk about the present moment and just the nuts and bolts of practice, kept hearing this passage from Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj that I share many times. It says, all that you need is already within you. Only you must regard yourself with reverence and love. Self-hatred and self-distrust are grievous errors. It says, your flight from pain and your search for pleasure is a sign of love you bear for yourself. So all of our work, trying to work things out, is a sign of love for ourselves. But he says, but make love of yourself perfect. And see, to me, making love of yourself perfect means just being as you are, just experiencing yourself. Came across an Alan Watts poem. I didn't come across it. My wife, Annie, gave it to me. And I have it on the screen tonight. Alan Watts said, the meaning of life is just to be alive. It's so plain and so obvious and so simple. And yet everybody rushes around in great panic as if it were necessary to achieve something beyond ourselves or beyond themselves. But sometimes it's not to achieve something beyond themselves. Sometimes it's just to get away from something. It's just to reach out for something. It's just to try to solve a problem and to fix something, figure something out. But all of it is what the Buddha called bhava, called becoming. And all of it seems to be driven from a feeling of angst, of lack, of something's not right. But rather than just feel that feeling of something's not right, we wander just in a state of panic and confusion, trying to work it out excessively with our rational mind, with our planning and our strategizing and our replaying and reminiscing. And I heard at the same time, after that line, all that you need is within you, only you must regard yourself with reverence and love. To me, reverence and love is just what is that? To discover the meaning of life is just to be alive. That's reverence and love. You don't need anything else. As your flight from pain and search for pleasure is a sign of love you bear for yourself. All I plead with you is this: make love of yourself perfect. Give yourself infinity, eternity, and realize that you're beyond. And what is it? What does that mean? Give yourself eternity. It means give yourself that inexhaustible sense of presence. That line from Albert Camus, in the midst of winter, I realized that there was within me an invincible summer. Just that sense of being that is not being this or being that. If we could remove this and that from our vocabulary, just for a minute, something in us trickles down. Something relaxes. As Dana Falls put it, it only takes a reminder to breathe, a moment to be still. And just like that, something in me settles, softens, makes space for imperfection. The harsh voice of judgment drops to a whisper, and I remember again that life isn't a relay race, that we will all cross the finish line, that waking up to life is what we were born for. As many times as I forget to catch myself charging forward without even knowing where I'm going, that many times I can make the choice to stop, to breathe and be, and walk slowly into the mystery. So when I was perusing my some days it's a pile of tiled old resources, but sometimes it's a feast of Dharma that I've obviously borrowed from everybody. Nothing's really original. I came upon a beautiful, simple passage from Pema Chodron, who said, "Welcome the present moment as if you had invited it. It is all we ever have. So we might as well work with it rather than struggle against it. We might as well make it our friend and teacher rather than our enemy." I don't know if that resonates with you, but there is some way that we forget to begin our, even if you frame your life as a problem to solve, I'd rather that no one did that, because there's not a person here who is a problem to solve or has a problem to solve until you think. If you're just in touch with the senses, where's the problem? But if you frame your life as a problem to solve, at least start with putting your mind in your body and your body in your mind. Just hover a little bit. It's before you call the doctor, before you pick up the book or open the refrigerator. Just feel. And there's usually some engine of unpleasantness, discomfort, agitation, something. Just feel it. Oh, this is what agitation feels like. There is not one experience that I have found in my life that can withstand the light of attention. That every experience brought under the light of attention reveals its changing condition. And even if whatever experience is being felt seems very persistent, if the light of awareness is shining on that experience, if we're really receiving the presently arising experience, we are no longer, at least for those moments, we're no longer struggling with it. We're not fighting with it. We're not wishing for it to end. We're not holding on. We're just creating the space for for it to be there. So the mental suffering part is reduced, even if it doesn't ease up, even if it doesn't go away. But it's highly likely that it will, because you're no longer creating added pressure by strong aversion or grasping or going. The tendency to to go is just so strong. We're going somewhere in our mind. And it's remarkable how we're all going somewhere. But yet none of us has ever really gone anywhere. We have never left present time. We've only imagined that we have. And so our practice tells us, okay, I've never really left the present time. Why don't I just choose what's here? If I'm going to go somewhere, let me stay here. As this wonderful ancient nun discovered in her poem entitled Another Sama. She said, after 25 years on the path, I'd experienced almost everything except peace. When I was young, my mother told me that I would find true happiness only in marriage. Remembering her words all those years later, something in me began to tremble. I gave myself to the trembling, and it showed me all the pain this little heart had ever known, and how countless lives of searching had brought me at last to the present moment, which I happily married. So my hope always here is that each person here marries the present moment. I have nothing more really to offer. I know from my own experience that each of you is the Buddha, is a seer. I was in my rummaging tonight. I came across a story from my teacher, Punjaji, describing his experience of childhood and then meeting his teacher, Ramana Maharshi. He said, I've been a devotee of Krishna from childhood, so much so that Krishna would even manifest in front of me in physical form. I could register him with all my senses in the same way that I could see ordinary things. I'd been spending about 4 days in Adinamali, which is near Tiruvannamalai in India, near the mountain called Arunachala. I was on the other side of the mountain, and on my return, Maharishi, this is Ramana Maharshi, who's one of the venerated saints in India of the last century. He asked me, where have you been? And I replied, on the other side of the mountain, staying by myself and playing with Krishna. Oh, very good. You were playing with Krishna, he exclaimed. Yes, sir, I've been playing with Krishna. He is my friend. Do you see him now? No, sir, I don't. Then he said, what appears and disappears is not real. You saw him, then he disappeared. Now you are here. The seer remains. Now find out who the seer is. This seer was just a word spoken by Maharshi, but it struck me with such an impact that I became the seer. I became the seer. Nowadays, when I give satsangs, I tell people, don't hold on to the word. Go to the root of the word. Go to that which the word is pointing to. If you do this instantly, you will get true understanding. So I would say, and I read last week from Kala Rinpoche, you are the Buddha. You are already basically resting in the very thing that you're really searching for, peace. And the peace is in the seeing, being the seer, being the knower. The Ajahn Chah, or in the Pali, the word is Buddho, knowing. And he says, be the knower. Buddho. One of the practices that he suggests, Ajahn Chah, who is Jack Kornfield's teacher in Thailand, his suggestion, and getting back to, where is he? Is he still here? I think I lost him. I forgot your first name, Dragon Yogi. Anyway, when he teaches mindfulness of breathing, he says, breathing in, breathing out, Buddho. Breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, Buddho. So breathing in, breathing out, knowing. Breathing in, breathing out, knowing. So just keep being the knowing. Just keep knowing. And so it doesn't matter what you know. But it seems to be extremely healing to just simply know the present state of your heart, mind, body, and just hover there, being the knowing. That itself is a healing balm on our agitated, tired, gutted hearts. Just being the knowing. So may we all remember the present moment, marry the present moment. May we all realize that you are the seer, you are the Buddha. May we all live with ease. And just to honor the world that we live in, I read again. This has become my new favorite blessing. Although it's not new, it's from a beautiful passage from John O'Donohue entitled For Peace. As the fever of the day calms toward twilight, may all that is strained in us come to ease. We pray for all who suffered violence today. May an unexpected serenity surprise them. For those who risk their lives each day for peace, may their hearts glimpse providence at the heart of history. That those who make riches from violence and war might hear in their dreams the cries of the lost. That we might see through our fear of each other a new vision to heal our fatal attraction to aggression. That those who enjoy the privilege of peace might not forget their tormented brothers and sisters. That the wolf might lie down with the lamb, that our swords be beaten into plowshares, and no hurt or harm be done anywhere along this holy mountain. May this be so, and may our practice today and every day be dedicated to the welfare and benefit of all. May all beings be free. Thanks for hanging in there to the end. I started to say to the bitter end, but anyway, lovely having you with me tonight. And feel free to say goodnight to each other, and sweet dreams.
Good night.
Good night, Howie. Good night,
Good
everyone.
night.
Good night, Howie. Good
Thanks,
night,
everyone.
Jen.
Good night.